What's up, Blazies? It's Casey Ariel, founder of Blaze Group and your host of Blaze Group Radio. I will be talking about the intersections of Black womanhood, entrepreneurship, news on the culture, and healing as we climb. I launched Blaze Group after spending a decade in corporate America structuring multi-billion-dollar loans for large tech firms, but never once working on a deal team with another Black woman. I left to take world-class knowledge to the streets. Blaze means building leaders and accepting zero excuses, and we go beyond the bare minimum. More than solutions, we create lifelines that help Black women become as limitless as they feel. Snuggle up to this episode. May it feel as safe and nourishing as Big Mama's house did. It is Friday, November the 3rd. You are here. You are closer than you've ever been. You are ready. You are sure. You are confident. You understand that you do not need to know it all. You do not need to be perfect. And that you do not need permission. None of those are the prices of admission. But because you are breathing, because you are a creative, because you bring balance and harmony to the universe, because you are important in your homes, in your community, in your relationships, on the soil, you are worthy. I'm feeling really, really good today. I've decided to take Fridays off, right? No meetings on Fridays, no things for the biz on Friday, 3 days of freedom. in a non-businessy way, right, during the week, as I navigate crowdfunding or capital raising rather, heavy on the pitch deck iterations, heavy on the conversations with investors, heavy on the meeting new folk who are such blessings in my life, who become mentors and advisors, partners, friends, as well as being in accelerators and learning and absorbing so much, having 3 days of resting my mind and just being, and the fluidity. It's beautiful for me, absolutely beautiful for me. And so I for one, am very, very happy to wake up to this new day. In the news, there's a lot of conversation around the fact that the FDA is proposing a ban on relaxers. Some people call them perms, right? But perms as well, right? Perms that make your hair, texturized and coily, as well as those chemicals that straighten it, right? The FDA is proposing a ban. And it's really sparked a lot of conversation, some anxiety too for folks, believe it or not, right? And so if we think back to the inception of the relaxer in 1909, it was to help Black women assimilate, right? To go into workspaces and have hair that is likened to European hair that is straighter, right? Not as big, not taking up as much space. Right? And it was successful in doing so. Okay. It did help in a very real way, right? Folks going to jobs they would not have otherwise had or seem likable, right? Palatable to folks who would be their employers in different sectors across different realms, right? And when I say sectors, I don't mean all of them, right? But whether they were to become, housekeepers, right? Or have different roles across, the agricultural sector. Secretaries at some point, right? My grandmother tells me a lot about how she, actually integrated me, U.S. VACO, right? When she came out of high school and finished secretarial school. But the relaxer was a part of these stories for sure. And in large thanks to the internet, right? In the 2010s, right, the 2010 decade, there was this natural hair movement where people were not only talking about their resistance to assimilation, but teaching others how to nurture their hair, how to style their natural hair, how to learn how to manage it, right? Because that's been a big part of the conversation. Even the dissent around this proposed ban, some women are saying, but I like my hair more manageable, right? And so you're actually seeing, a spike in folks centering, relaxed hair in conversations. But the ban is being proposed because it has known linkages to cancer, right? And other health monsters, right? Health side effects, right? That hurt us, right? And so the FDA is proposing a ban, and that's pretty big, right? In current news and in the culture today. As a reminder, if you ever want to catch up and skim current news, just go to our website, blazegroup.io. We keep a live feed going across a lot of journalistic channels that we trust, that we love, just to keep you current, right, and inspired and motivated and hopeful and part of these discussions, right, part of these movements, part of action. As I leave you, I want to encourage you to keep the promises that you've made to yourself. Keep the promises that you've made to yourself. If it is around separating the personal and the business expenses in your account, let's do that, sis. Keep the promises you've made to yourself. If it is going ahead and creating, right, the LLC, coming out of the DBA, right, to your name and creating that LLC because you want to be incorporated, you want an EIN number, right, you want to qualify for even more opportunities as relates to whatever it may be, right? It could be contracts, it could be funding, right? It could be being a vendor, right, at marketplaces, etc. Keep the promises you made to yourself. Right? If it's changed from the LLC to a C Corp, right? So that you can have shares and divvy shares to folk, right? That you raise larger chunks of capital. Keep the promises you've made to yourself. If it is stopping at a certain hour so that you can get rest and laughter and joy and recovery, keep the promises that you made to yourself. If it is those Zumba classes at 7 p.m. on Monday through Thursday, keep the promises that you made to yourself. Sending love and light. Have a good weekend, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to Blaze Group Radio. Remember, you have not yet met all of the people in your life who are going to love you, so keep going. Download the Blaze Group app for day-to-day support on your entrepreneurial journey. Until next time.